The Fun Belt.
Yeah. You like how the Sun Belt went from like meh teams to like all of a sudden just a G5 powerhouse.
Yeah. I like everyone's really good. And then also just incredible regionality where like everyone's close together. Lots of great rivalries. I mean, this conference is just a ton of fun to watch. And um just to preface why this slide is so weird, the Sun Belt's format for their media poll was sideways, which is a lot different. And also, I spent the whole day fighting with PowerPoint. Like for my real job, I had to put a PowerPoint together for executives. Then I'm putting together this one. I just was done with it. So I really don't know why Sleepers got a train, Bus got a castle, and then the conference championship. I guess it's a mountaintop, but
Maybe the Smokies
I guess
and
so. I mean,
sleepers
not.
bums sleep on a bus.
No, but the problem is though, Sleepers is good.
But
Bus
but
got the
bums
castle.
yeah, but bums sleeping on a bus get to sleep without getting rained on and get transported to a new area of town. I don't know how to say
Oh,
that. I don't. I'm trying.
there's no spinning for that.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
Um, Sleepers. I got Georgia Southern. Not just because I like them in college football 25, and I'm currently obsessed
Maybe.
with playing with them, but um, I do like JC French. I think fans are like, what? But I think like they're gonna run. I think JC French is more mobile than Dexter Williams. So I think they're going to run a little bit more option out of the air raid and surprise some teams. But I do think Williams works his way in as well. But Jalen White is going to be their powerhouse. I think out of the backfield, he's going to get a lot of screen passes, and then he's going to definitely run the ball very well this season.
Very nice. Yeah, I've got Marshall here. For one, I was very surprised to see how low they were picked in the first place. But Marshall has been pretty good. Last year they started out 4-0, including a win over Virginia Tech. And I mean, even their first loss was a shootout loss to NC State. And then all of a sudden everything just collapsed. Like, and even the year before, they had like a midseason collapse after beating Notre Dame. So, they've shown potential, but they just haven't quite been able to finish it. I think what they really needed was an offensive jolt, and that's exactly what they got. They're bringing in the air raid offense now. Um, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to see, and I think it's gonna help Marshall add a little bit more pop to their offense to complement their
Some
defense. Really
pizzazz.
good. Yes. Yeah. So I'm very excited to see that. I think Marshall's going to do pretty good.
Yeah,
As for our bus section,
bus. I got
oh no, oh no, oh, where did that go? All right, so um, looks like Matt's router decided to restart him. So now I have the podcast to my own. Watch out. Um, yeah, let's talk about why Coastal Carolina is going to be a bust, even though it's going to be weird without having the back and forth. Coastal Carolina is replacing a lot. They have lost the whole heart and soul of what their team is. Um, what their team was during that really fun bullet era. Jamie Chadwell's gone. Now Grayson McCall is gone. I wasn't very high on the Tim Beck hire. I blamed him when I was at a younger age for ruining the Ohio State offense in 2015. So maybe there's a little bit bias around that, but yeah, I just between that and just everyone they replace, I'm a little bit worried about Coastal Carolina in that they could very easily fade in such a tough competitive conference. Matt,
All
we
right.
lost you there for a little bit, so I went on my bust. Why is James Madison a bust? And why did the internet of yours not want anyone to hear it?
I don't know. It did it. It stopped working at exactly 8 o'clock, and then stopped working at like a little past 9. So I don't know what's going on with it. I might have to get a new one. Um, but I'm on really weak Wi-Fi because there's other signals coming from way across the house. However, James Madison, um, I think there's a lot of changes going on with the program, and I think this is going to be a down year for them. And they're taking a step back to figure it all out. And I think with being in the spotlight, they just don't have. They're not going to be able to get it done.
All right, all right. So on to conference championship picks.
Conference championship, I got Texas State over Coastal Carolina. As good as I think Georgia Southern is going to be, I think their defense kind of meh. Um, when it comes down to it, I really like what Texas State has been building over the past couple years, and I think there's a lot of hype around their program, and I think it's legit. I think the hype is real. Coastal Carolina, um, they had that pretty good year. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago,
2 years
and
ago.
2020.
Yeah. I think they kind of rebound, but I think they fall just a little bit short, and I think Texas State runs away with it.
All right. I too like Texas State. They've been an exciting program to pay attention to this offseason. Um, you know, this is the team that had even reached a bowl game before. And now we're talking about them in the college football playoff race. The quick rise under GJ Kenny has been absolutely incredible to watch. So we need to just take in what an awesome story this team is, and really just thoroughly enjoy watching them as the season goes on. I love what they have in offense. Jordan McLeod was such a huge pickup. Their running back is awesome. They're one of the best receivers in the conference. I think the defense is going to be ready to make that step up to get them more competitive, even. And yeah, I think they're going to win the West Division, but I'm going with Appalachian State to win the conference. I think this is going to be the best, most well-rounded team in the conference. Joey Aguilar is also one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. They're going to be able to run the ball really well. I think their run defense is going to improve. It kind of capsized a little bit at times last year, and that's what cost them a few games. But this year, I think it's the year that it really comes together for Appalachian State. And, for the first time since 2019, they actually go and win the conference. I really like what this team has.
Yeah.
And
I do too. I just personally, I believe that Texas State and Coastal Carolina just have a little bit more there, but I do really like Appalachian State.
Yeah. And I also like Appalachian State to potentially even make the playoff.
Wow.
Yeah. I think this is the year they finally crash it.
What if they play Michigan in the first round?
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be so
fun. That
fun.
would be so perfect. Before we put a wrap on this conference, we just need to talk about one team that could potentially throw a wrench in this whole equation. That is Old Dominion. Old Dominion is a team that has the pieces where when things get going, they can go really good, really fast. But the problem with them is they also can get in times where they go 3-and-out really quickly. If you watch them in the famous Toastery Bowl, you know exactly what this team is. The first quarter was the best of them where, they can pile on you quickly, put up 28 points in the quarter and you're buried and done. But there's also a side of them where they go 3-and-out over and over again. They get nothing going and they could struggle. So this is going to be a team that's going to be very up and down all year. They play a very tough schedule, so they're not going to be a sleeper team because the schedule's going to be too tough for that. But this is going to be a team that I think it's going to surprise somebody and mess up someone's season in this conference.
Yeah. I think that's well put, Justin.
Yeah. And how about old Butch Jones at Arkansas State? They finally got some momentum going last year.
I am not a big fan of Butch Jones.
But the Nick Saban School of Coach Rehabilitation may have done them well.
Maybe, but my phone also autocorrected his name to Butcher Jones for the first 4 years. And he also ruined Cincinnati and ruined Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, he did bring them a couple good years while he was there, though. Also, if you play college football 25, we didn't get to mention UL Monroe much, but you got to use them. I mean, that is a team that needs rebuilding. It'd be very fun to see them be good. That is my shameless plug for UL Monroe as your team.